What's the Ward? Hello everybody, welcome to another video of the Ward on Sports March Madness edition with me, Dan Ward. Going to run through the bracket here, give you some of my picks that I like, some of them that I don't like, some of my opinions and theories as I go through the bracket. March Madness, Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, first official games of the tournament start at noon, so let's get going. Alright, for those of you who are in any of my bracket challenges, you might be getting a little sneak peek as to what I plan on doing, but not going to give everything away. So let's have some fun. Have this screen up here. We have the West and the South. We'll work on the other two after this. You see I have it filled out a little bit thus far. You got to take all the 1 seeds, and for me, throw the 1 seeds into the Sweet 16. The odds are with you in that. Just put them in there right away. Very likely to do that with the number 2s as well, but those 2 10s or 2 7 matchups are definitely ones that could go in the underdog's way. So we're going to hold off on those for now. But Gonzaga, Arizona, all the way to the Sweet 16 right away. The 8-9 matchups, both of these are coin flips. Both of them could go either way. Look out for the West Coast bias of not knowing about Boise State and thinking that Memphis is hot and streaky. They are on the right path right now. They've been playing really good basketball into their tournament, losing big time to Houston in the championship game, but otherwise playing really good basketball of late. So I have them advancing to lose to Gonzaga. So either way, on both sides, it doesn't really matter who you pick because they're going to lose in the next round. But getting that 1-point advantage on your opponents certainly could be a big help. But those 8-9 matchups, coin flips. Over on the south side, I like Seton Hall more than TCU just because I like the Big East. Seton Hall always seems to make some noise in the tournament. TCU's play was a little uninspired in a compacted Big 12, and a very good Big 12, but a little uninspiring for me otherwise. The 12-5 matchups are always interesting, and the rule of thumb is to always pick at least one 12-5, and you'll see later that New Mexico State is kind of the default. I like them the most out of the 12 seeds to beat their 5 seed matchups. So we do have New Mexico State taking out UConn. 2 very good teams. New Mexico State, really it just kind of comes down to the 12-5 matchup idea. UConn, couple of good games against Villanova, who's a number 2 seed down here. So they definitely have the power to make a run here. 5th seed, very fair for them. But New Mexico State, very strong team. Good not that great at 3-point shooting actually, which could help UConn. If they're a better 3-point shooting team, this would be an easy pick, but their elite rebounding could be the difference. So we'll take New Mexico State over here. Vermont over Arkansas. Yeah, why not? They have green in their logo, big green V. It's St. Patrick's Day. They advance. Rutgers, Alabama. A lot of people like Alabama. Huge wins against Gonzaga and a couple other top teams in the nation. But Rutgers, 4 wins against top 10 opponents this year. I think they take down Notre Dame tonight upon recording, and I think they will advance against Alabama. Now, if Rutgers loses and it's Notre Dame, I think you have to take Alabama. So depending on when you're submitting your bracket, this pick could easily change. Take Rutgers if it's Rutgers. Take Alabama if it's Notre Dame. This Davidson-Michigan State matchup is a doozy. If they played on Thursday, I would take Michigan State because they are green. But they are playing on Friday, the day after St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to go with Davidson. The the A10 regular season champions made it to the championship game, lost to a good Richmond team, snuck their way into the tournament. Davidson's good. Michigan State is too up and down this year. They just haven't been consistent enough for me to pick them. Then you got to take Duke, as I said, advance the 1 and 2 seeds. On this side, you got to love Houston with the senior leadership, a Final Four team coming back, so technically taking a step back, but they're still going to be a very strong team. Their free throw shooting is going to hurt them later in the tournament, but for a first-round matchup, nothing they're not going to lose to UAB. I'm sorry. Last, I can flip this upon recording. I'm going to go with the Fighting Illini because we already took a 13 seed over here, and the Illinois being upset by Chattanooga is truly a recency bias of them being knocked out early last season as a 1 seed, but they were one of the top teams again in the Big Ten. Big Ten is a sensational basketball conference. So while Chattanooga should make for a very fun game, we're going to go with the top seed here at number 4. Go ahead, all you Michigan Wolverine fans, get mad at me for this one. Colorado State wears green. They're playing on St. Patrick's Day. We're going with Colorado State. I think we have some East Coast bias, some Big Ten bias. Colorado State has been a tremendous team all season long. There's a reason why they are a 6 seed. So, going to go with Colorado State, both for the basketball and for the silliness. Got to pick the SEC champions, and you got to pick Loyola Chicago. Sister Jean's still there, so they're definitely winning at least one game every single year that they're in the tournament. Back over here on the West, a 12-13 matchup almost always happens for me every single year. In this case, it might as well be a coin flip. Take a look at some of the stats that ESPN provides. Advantage for opponents scoring goes to Vermont. The versus top 25 doesn't really matter. 0-1, 0-0. BPI rank, huge advantage to Vermont. And the scoring output goes to Vermont as well. So all those signs would say go to Vermont. They also are the hotter team, as you see here, 22 of their past 23 games. Now, number 12 seeds, sort of blocked by my head here, are 9-3 against number 13 seeds. Number 12 Oregon defeated number 13 UC Irvine in 2019. So there you go. So with that being said, do you go with the 12 seeds because of history, or do you go with this specific matchup? I'm going to go with this specific matchup, 1 versus 13, a Cinderella story reaching the Sweet 16. Not a chance against Gonzaga. Gonzaga is the number 1 overall seed for a reason, runner-ups last year. They're going deep again this year. I say I love Rutgers. Gotta love Texas Tech too, though. Again, this could be Alabama if Rutgers somehow loses to Notre Dame. If it's Alabama, then probably going to go with Alabama for the fun of that. The fact that they proved me wrong right away, that they are a legit team this year, so we'll carry them through. Have Texas Tech be a team that a lot of people pick, but disappointedly loses in the second round. It's March Madness. Got to find those right upsets, got to find those big picks, and I think an Alabama team over Texas Tech could definitely happen. In this specific scenario, we're assuming Rutgers against Texas Tech, and now it's kind of up to you. Do you want the Cinderella story again of Rutgers having 2 double-digit seeds reach the Sweet 16 from this bracket, or do you want Texas Tech, who is a very legitimate title contender? For me, we're going to stick with Texas Tech, go on the safe side. Duke-Davidson, this is one of the matchups. If this happens, this is the game to watch. One of probably the best 5 games that could happen here in this bracket, because Davidson, the huge underdog in this game, but Duke, you want them to go all the way. You feel like there could be that magicalness of Coach K winning it all before going out. One of the best coaches of all time. Finish him off with a victory. But just something about those Wildcats and the way that Duke lost against Virginia Tech in the championship game of the ACC tournament. They lost badly to North Carolina to end the regular season. The ACC is weak overall. Duke could pull this one out. Not sure which one to go, though. For this video, we're going to make more people happy. We'll stick with Duke. But think about that 10 pick right there. Duke, Texas Tech. We just crapped on Duke a lot. If they make it this far, God bless them. We're going to have to take Tech. Big game right there. Another crapshoot. Do whatever you want. This one here is really a 50-50 for the fun of it. And following along with 27% of brackets so far, we'll take Gonzaga to go back to the Final Four. Moving over back to the south side of the bracket, Houston, Illinois. If Illinois proves me wrong, great. Houston, we're going to take you. Arizona looks like a really legit elite team this year. We're going to carry them into the Elite Eight. And honestly, we're going to just carry them all the way to the Final Four. I think they are that good. Now that, of course, sets them up for a nice team to be upset in the early rounds. But in this case, we're going to send them to the Final Four for this video. Colorado State, Tennessee. Tennessee, one of the streakiest teams in the nation despite being SEC champs. Kind of want to pick Colorado State here. I feel like Tennessee could run into a problem against them. Could see Tennessee falling here. Colorado State can slow the pace down. They shoot really good free throws. They definitely could be an upset team. And while we already have a couple of upsets going into the Sweet 16, we're going to have another one here with Colorado State. Loyola Chicago, Villanova. This also could be a crapshoot game. Definitely could see the 10 seed winning. Got to go with my heart and pride of Villanova basketball. We're going to keep Villanova there. Don't think they are quite the championship team that we've seen a couple times over the last 10 years. Very good. Definitely could make it to the Final Four. I think they're going to come up a little bit short this year. We will take them to lose to Arizona in the Elite Eight. So that brings us all the way down, East versus Midwest. Center myself up right here. Now down to the East Midwest, 1, 9, 5, 4, 11, 3, 7, 2, 2, 7, 3, 11, 13, 5, 8, 1. Another 13 seed advancing. That's 3 out of the 4 that I like. All the 13 seeds except for this one over here, UCLA, should definitely advance. Truly will be madness if they lose that game. But South Dakota State enters as one of the hottest teams in the country. Providence, Big East champions, but again, uninspired basketball. I think they played really well. They're obviously a good team, but I think South Dakota State could be that sleeper team that makes some noise. Unfortunately for them, they run into a very, very good Iowa team that should definitely be a better seed than 5. They could easily be a top 3 seed, in my opinion, with the way that they played down the stretch. Advancing Iowa, this is one of those other games that will be a top 5 game if it is to happen. Kansas, Iowa will be a game that you have to watch. But before we get to picking that one, let's finish this out. As mentioned, send the 1 seeds to the Sweet 16. This is another coin flip. I'm going with San Diego State, mostly based on history, and it evens it out because I do like Marquette over here over North Carolina. So now we have 2 9 seeds and 2 8 seeds. They're basically a 50-50 in the all-time bracket. So pick 2 for each of your brackets. A lot of people are going to want to pick Indiana, 12-5 matchup, another good one to pick, another one to go out of. This could be the one that I take instead of back up in the West, but St. Mary's took down Gonzaga once this season. That's good enough for me to advance them to the next round. This is another one that could go a lot of ways. Virginia Tech, ACC tournament champions to get themselves into the field. Texas disappoints consistently, and until they prove that they aren't going to disappoint me in the NCAA tournament, I'm going to pick against them. Got to go Virginia Tech. We mentioned how hot South Dakota State was, but Murray State might be even hotter. John Morant's team from 2019 now has a 7 seed, now is the favorite in this one, and I think they will take it over San Francisco. Another good team out in the West, taking on St. Mary's and Gonzaga, but they think Murray State will be a little bit better, and of course Kentucky will advance. This will be a fun one. Kentucky has been another one of those teams that struggled a lot, but then got better as the season went along. You could definitely see Murray State pulling this upset. Kind of a 50-50 here for fun. Let's go with Murray State. Why not? This is, I think, to me, is a 50-50. Should just be a great game regardless. This one, Purdue should 100% win. But Purdue has been so annoying. Whenever they're expected to be a top dog, they were finally number 1 in the nation and they lose immediately. So they are a team that constantly disappoints in the tournament. And again, similar to Texas, can I choose them to go to the next round? Don't fail me again, Purdue, please. Taking UCLA, they have the experience. They have a great roster. They were Final Four team last year. They'll do it again this year. We'll just finish up this side of the bracket. Purdue, Murray State. We've trusted Purdue this far. Might as well send them to the Elite 8. Baylor, UCLA, champion, Final Four, 50-50 shot here. Which one do you want to go with? You want to go with the history that says Baylor won last year, so let's send them deep again. Do you want to go with UCLA, a team that surprised everybody last year and now is confident and can win? I kind of like the upset. I think Baylor isn't quite as good as they were last year. I think UCLA has no reason not to make it to the Final Four again, and so back-to-back Final Fours for UCLA. My heart says Iowa. My brain says Kansas. Iowa could very well disappoint in this one. Their offense is phenomenal, but all it takes is another good team to slow them down. Going to go with the 1 seed Kansas in that one. USC Auburn. Auburn is a primetime upset candidate as well, especially against a West Coast team that not a lot of people have paid attention to this year, but has been very good all season long. Going to take Auburn. Playing on the safe side, Jabari Smith. Let's show the NBA scouts that you deserve to be number 1 over Chet Holmgren. But look out for this one. Wouldn't be surprised if number 7 takes out Auburn. Iowa State could be another Cinderella team to make a run, but I think Wisconsin has legitimate chances to make the Final Four, and we are going to take them over Auburn, stopping their path short. Again, just mentioned, Auburn could make it to the Final Four very easily, but something about Wisconsin as well. The smart team, good basketball all season long. We're taking them to make it to the Elite 8, but we need another 1 seed up there in the Final Four, so let's get Kansas up there. And then that means, who's it going to be? 1-1-1-4. Not very fun. You don't really like to see a lot of number 1 seeds, but hey, that's what we got this time while we're making this bracket. Gonzaga, UCLA. We're going to follow the crowd. Gonzaga is the top overall seed. Send them back. Another runner-up position for them. Arizona, Kansas. Going to go with the Jayhawks just because of more experience. Bill Self hasn't won in a while. And then, why not? Let's take the Jayhawks. Bada bing, bada boom. Tiebreaker really could be anything. Let's say a decently high-scoring game. Nice and close. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go, everybody. You're champions. So there you are. Another bracket. March Madness is here upon us. Maybe you like some of the picks, maybe you don't, but that's just kind of how I was feeling. There's a lot of luck involved. You can watch all the basketball you want, and you still may get the bracket completely wrong. take a couple of upsets in that first round. Don't send those upsets too far if you want to win your bracket. Play smart. Don't play with your heart. Go with the right value picks. Don't go with the bold go big or go home, because more likely than not, you will go home. This is a year that has been full of upsets all season long, so it will be another March Madness with upsets as well. Good luck to everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next Word on Sports video.